Our company, Tutors, has been around for about 34 years. We had started out very small and continued to grow for a number of years. Although 2.5 years ago, we had an opportunity to come over and buy a much larger company in a much larger facility. We quadrupled our amount of staff, quadrupled the amount of square footage we have, and the customers that we currently work with expanded to, more than quadruple. So we really had a lot of new and all sorts of different types of personalities here, and we had to blend one environment with another. So there was a lot of changes that had to happen and a lot of different diversities, languages, ethnicities, and just the current way things that were being done at this place as compared to what we're used to and what we need to be. So in order to do that, we needed some professional help, and Caroline provided that. One of the big things that we found with Caroline is that we needed to be able to communicate better. We needed to understand another person's motivation in order to be an effective team. Teamwork is really important when you have 100 people working as a group and you've got different shifts, so you really have to have a togetherness so everybody understands what you're trying to do at the same time. It's not an easy thing to do, especially when you have all those different personalities, different languages, and different schedules. So we found that by being better leaders, we were able to manage our people much better. And that's where we found the most effective part of Caroline's work with us to be the most effective for us, to be honest. I think the word emotional intelligence actually has been used quite a bit lately over the last year or two. I've heard it more often. So I think it's becoming more and more prevalent out there. And it's really important because it's important to understand where you're coming from or what you're trying to communicate to people in order to be a better manager. In order to manage people better, you need to understand where they come from, what motivates them, why they want to be on the team. So I think that personally, I found that we learned how to be better listeners and we learned how to be better communicators so we could be better managers and we could manage our people better. Bottom line is affected dramatically because if you have people working as a team, you're going to get there twice as fast. So, and not only that, but you're going to enjoy it. This is a chocolate factory, so you're supposed to enjoy it. My job has been made easier because I've understand how to be a better listener. I also understand my weak points, my strong points, and what I need to develop. That's probably the biggest thing, is that we find that you're really good at certain things and you might be better at these things than other people are, so you might be able to help them with their weaknesses and vice versa. They can help you with yours, and they also understand what some things you might have challenges with. So that's kind of really one of the things that I found, that I really understood other people and how they could help, and if they wanted to help, I have an open door and they have an open door so they can help us with the challenges that we have personally, whether it's, some people might not have empathy, some people have too much empathy, all sorts of different types of things. So it's really interesting, and you learn a lot about people, so you become closer as well. And those people are on your team, so your team becomes closer. I think one of the things that I enjoyed most about Caroline was that not only did she challenge us, but she had extreme empathy to understand where you were and where you were coming from, and what you're trying to achieve, and why you're feeling the way you do. Some people were lacking confidence. Some had too much confidence. So the beauty about Caroline was that she was able to understand those perspectives and where those people were coming from. Not that there was anything wrong with them, but the fact is that she was able to help them become more whole people because she really understood kind of where they all fit in the group and where they needed the help with. That was the beauty about the whole program. is that you saw the weaknesses and you saw the strong points, and people became aware of what they need to work on. I think people become better salespeople. They become better production workers. They become better managers. They become, when they're more confident in what they're doing, they strive and they make more opportunities for growth because their attitude is much better. They want to be here. They make a pleasant place to be because it's not all about the bottom line. The bottom line is that we really want to have a good place to go and work and a good place to be, and you want to enjoy the people that you work with. I definitely recommend Caroline to other companies because what we did learn about each other here really, made us all closer for one perspective, but also made the team more of a group. And, I really do feel like after we had our sessions and after we started to use the work that we did together with Caroline, it really actually made me feel closer to people. And that's kind of what's important to me, and I think it's important to a lot of the people here. And I think it surprised a few people, to be honest. I don't know why I get so emotional about that stuff.
That's okay.
There was one fella that didn't have any empathy, zero almost. In fact, I might have had 98% lacking. And then you have other people that are way on this side, and you had a whole bunch of people in the middle, all sorts of different things. So it was really interesting to see and how it all kind of worked together and how it could be improved on. And you certainly saw people that really wanted to understand and try to do something about it. That's where the big difference was, is that if you didn't have it, you would never know it. You would never know if you didn't go through this. You wouldn't understand it unless you heard it from somebody else. This way, at least you can see it, and it's in a professional state, so it's black and white. So you really understand what it is they're trying to say and what it is that makes you tick and what doesn't make you tick. So that's the important part, is that you have an opportunity to improve yourself and improve the company. If you've got a high turnover rate in your staff, that might be a core problem that you don't recognize. One of the things that you may really understand is the fact that once you go through one of these situations with Caroline's program and you understand it and it's right there, you probably will be able to retain your people. Because if you do have a problem and you don't recognize it and you're expecting changes to happen, how are they going to change if you don't make a change yourself? And how are you going to recognize that you have a problem within and you're not getting the results that you want? You might have to invest in something that actually makes sense so you understand the problem and get to the root cause of it, because there's always a root for everything. It's got to start from somewhere and it's going to end somewhere else. So if you want to decide where you're going to end, then you better figure out where your root is. This is a great way to find the root. The one thing about it is that on emotional intelligence, especially a course like this, until you understand what you've learned and what you felt and what you understand that you did learn, and then you need to apply it into what you have, your company and your business and your everyday life. It's hard to put a money value on that because you don't really see, and you may not see it for like a year in regards to dollars and cents. But you feel better immediately, so that's got to be worth something. Second of all, you've got people that work together, and you have a longevity of staff without turnover. That's a big thing. So that'll cost you money right off the bat. So you may not see your money profit change immediately, but you will over the course of time, and you become a better place to work. And people enjoy to come here. So, there's a lot of different things to measure your profits and your losses.